There is a reason the most dangerous men in history were not addicted to pleasure. They were not chained by the endless loop of lust, porn, or cheap dopamine. They had a mission. They had a fire. And they refused to let anything, especially their own biology, dominate their will. That is what this is about. Masculine discipline, biohacking your primal drive, and reclaiming your edge. You have been lied to since birth. It's told that your urges should be indulged, that every feeling is sacred, that release equals freedom. But here is the brutal truth. The more you release, the more you leak power. The more you indulge, the more you decay.
Ow.
Retention is not about superstition. It is about control. It is about rewiring your nervous system. It is about waking up every morning with your veins pulsing with purpose and testosterone coursing through your blood like rocket fuel. You feel that? That is your edge clawing to come back. That is the alpha version of you trying to break through. But most men will never feel it. They are too busy draining their life force into screens, dying slowly, smiling falsely, living in shadows. Semen retention is the ultimate dopamine detox. It forces you to confront your addictions, to rebuild your habits, to remember what it means to want something so bad you will suffer for it. Pain is the price of progress. Ask any Navy SEAL. Ask any world-class fighter. Ask the CEO who built an empire from his garage. None of them got there by chasing comfort. They did it by choosing struggle over surrender, fire over fantasy. If you are ready to level up and join a brotherhood of men who live this truth daily, join our private Telegram. The link is in the description. No noise, no fluff, just raw, focused energy. Your seed is not waste, it is power, it is legacy, it is life. When you keep it, your mind sharpens, your goals get clearer, your hunger grows. That is not a myth, it is biology. Tension boosts testosterone. It restores your primal wiring. You become the wolf again, the hunter, the builder, the king. And kings do not drain their power for pixels. They channel it. They weaponize it. Stay with me because near the end I will break down why semen retention leads to real-world power. Why this one habit can unlock financial success, deeper focus, and elite mindset mastery. But first, understand this. If you are leaking energy every day, you are starting every race half dead. No supplement, no coach, no productivity hack will save you if your core is weak. Fix the leak, and everything changes. Think about every man you respect. Joe Rogan, Jocko Willink, Elon Musk, David Goggins. These men do not chase pleasure. They dominate it. They bend time and energy around their mission. They are ruthless with their habits. They're feral in their discipline. That is what separates greatness from average. It is not talent. It is not luck. It is restraint. It is structure. It is raw masculine order. When you retain, you wake up differently. You train harder. You breathe deeper. Your words carry weight. Your presence shifts the room. People feel it. Women notice. Men respect. You stop being invisible. Your body becomes a vessel of intensity. Your mind becomes a forge of strategy. Your soul becomes clean fire. That is the real you unleashed. But make no mistake, this path is not for cowards. You will feel urges. You will battle demons. Your body will rebel. That is the test. That is the refining fire. Semen retention is a crucible. It is where weak men melt and strong men are forged. Every urge is a doorway. Walk through it and you rise. Fall to it and you crawl back to mediocrity. Financial success, it starts with discipline. No man builds wealth without first mastering his appetites. Your finances reflect your focus. Your net worth mirrors your inner strength. Do you want to invest? Build online income? Launch your own brand? Then stop throwing away your drive for 5 seconds of numbness. Channel it. Create a habit tracker. Stack wins. Build momentum. Watch how fast your life changes when your energy stops leaking and starts compounding. Men who retain build businesses with monk-like focus. They close deals without distraction. They read financial reports while others scroll feeds. That is the edge. Retention turns your time into capital, turns your energy into income. That is how generational wealth begins in the mind of a man who has mastered himself. Later, I will reveal the one truth that separates kings from the average man. But right now, I want you to feel this. Your ancestors did not survive saber-toothed tigers, famine, and war, so you could sit in front of a screen and dissolve into weakness. You were built to conquer. You were designed to rise. You carry the blood of warriors and kings. Start acting like it. Biohacking is not just nootropics and cold plunges. It is also self-mastery. It is the courage to stop being ruled by chemicals. When you retain, you optimize your hormones naturally. Testosterone spikes. Confidence returns. Eyes sharpen. You walk into a room and the energy bends. That is not ego. That is alignment. That is truth. And still, people will mock this path. They will call it toxic. They will call it old-fashioned. Let them. Their opinions are irrelevant. Weakness hates strength. Disorder fears order. But your life does not belong to them. It belongs to the man in the mirror. What does he stand for? What will he tolerate? Who will he become? Stay locked in, because soon I will show you how this discipline creates a feedback loop that rewires your habits, grades your brain, and builds true masculine identity. This is not about being perfect. It is about being unyielding. You fall, you rise, you fail, you learn. You suffer, you grow. Retention makes you conscious, awake, present. Suddenly, every wasted moment hurts. Every distraction feels like theft. That is when you know you are changing. You begin to see porn for what it is. Poison. You begin to see mindless entertainment for what it is. Sedative. You begin to crave the battlefield of life again. That is how warriors are born. Look around soft men everywhere. Broken posture, dead eyes, addicted to screens, afraid of rejection, terrified of silence. And yet they wonder why they feel lost, why their bank account is dry, why their relationships are empty. It starts with self-betrayal. You cannot lead others if you cannot govern yourself. So take back the throne. Retention is the rebellion. It is the uprising of the disciplined. It is the code of kings. You want financial independence? It starts with emotional independence. You want a better body? It starts with inner power. You want a loyal woman? It starts with becoming a man she can admire. And that begins with self-control. Listen closely. The world is not going to hand you greatness. You must take it, inch by inch, day by day, urge by urge. Fight the battle in secret and win the war in public. No one will clap for your inner work. But one day, they will stare in awe at the empire you built, all because you stopped chasing fleeting highs and started chasing legacy. Retention clears your vision. Suddenly you are not scrolling for pleasure, you are reading for power. You are not chasing tail, you are chasing purpose. Your life becomes a blueprint of strategy, not reaction. Your mornings become sacred. Your nights become focused. Time slows down, you gain control. Use a habit tracker. Adopt cold showers. Design a morning routine that aligns with your mission. Masculine discipline is rare. It is costly. But it is the only path that leads to the summit. You want to stand out in this world? Then do what 99% of men will not do. Master your seed. Master your mind. Master your mission. The rest will follow. And here's what separates kings from average men. Kings act according to principle, not impulse. Average men drift. Kings decide. They create systems to protect their energy, to train their minds, and to dominate each day with focused intention. They do not need a crowd. They need purpose. They do not need applause. They need vision. They are driven by something higher than comfort. Now let us dig deeper into the mechanism. Semen retention does more than build willpower. It changes your chemistry. Your testosterone increases over time. Your dopamine receptors reset. Your brain becomes more sensitive to real-life rewards and less interested in artificial stimulation. That is why you start to enjoy lifting, reading, working, creating. Your soul awakens. You begin to crave greatness instead of novelty. This practice also heightens your spiritual clarity. You start noticing synchronicities. Your dreams get vivid. Your instincts sharpen. Your presence deepens. You speak less, but every word lands harder. That is not placebo. That is alignment. It is what happens when you stop living fractured and start living whole. The momentum retention builds is unparalleled. 1 week in, and your energy is different. 2 weeks, and your eyes are brighter. 3 weeks, and your body responds to training like never before. For weeks and your confidence returns like a flood. 8 weeks and you begin to forget who you used to be. You are reborn. And here is the final revelation. Semen retention at its core is about reverence. Reverence for your body. Reverence for your purpose. Reverence for the divine masculine blueprint encoded in your biology. When you honor your seed, you are honoring the man you are becoming. You are not withholding for lack of pleasure. You are reserving because you understand your value. Retention is not suppression. It is redirection. It is transmutation. It is the ancient alchemy of kings. This fire, when harnessed, can fuel empires, inspire revolutions, and restore the masculine spirit in a world starving for strength. If this message lit a fire in your gut, consider contributing through the thanks button below. Every single contribution matters. It helps us keep this mission alive, raw and unfiltered.